how did Thor defeat Thanos, even when he had all 6 Infinity Stones? While Stormbreaker's metal is incredibly powerful, that wasn't the whole reason. There were 2 key factors. Firstly, each Infinity Stone boosted Thanos' strength, but also drained him physically. By the time he collected all 6, he was exhausted and more vulnerable than ever. Secondly, Thanos was still adjusting to the overwhelming power of the stones when Thor struck. The surprise attack left him with little time to react, and his rushed defense couldn't stop Stormbreaker's devastating blow.
The man was ordered to lift a wooden stake, but he had been hungry for a whole day. He used all his strength to lift it up, yet the officer told his men, if he put the wooden stake down, they would shoot him on the spot. Soon, the man's legs began to tremble. He still dared not lower the stake. He was not afraid of dying, but wanted to defend his dignity. His comrades were moved by his willpower. They all stopped their work, cheering him on with their eyes. The officer's gaze turned from disdain to fear. The man stared at him firmly. At this moment, he was no longer just himself. He represented a spirit of resistance. Suddenly, he lifted the stake high above his head. All the prisoners watched the scene with excitement. Even the officer was shocked. What kind of willpower did this man in front of him possess? The officer rushed over and beat him wildly, trying to hide his own fear. When the Japanese high command learned he had once been an athlete, they treated him to good food and drink. Their goal was to use his public identity to create public opinion against the US military. If he agreed, he would no longer be beaten and could enjoy preferential treatment. But the man still resolutely refused, because it would be treason. He would rather continue to be abused. This time, the officer did not beat him. He ordered his subordinates to tie the man's hands. He commanded all prisoners to line up. Each of them was to punch him once. He wanted to turn them against each other, but no one moved for a long time. The officer brought over an injured prisoner. If anyone refused, he would beat the injured prisoner. Watching the injured man about to collapse, the man begged his comrades to hit him. Forced by circumstances, they had to swing their fists. It didn't end until the sun set. Soon after, the Japanese army was defeated. They drove all prisoners into the river. Machine gunners surrounded the area. At that moment, a roar sounded in the sky. It was US military aircraft flying overhead. The area had been occupied by them. Everyone cheered with joy. They were finally saved. The man went alone to the officer's room, but it was empty. Only then did he realize the man had fled. Later, the man returned home safely. He kissed the land of his hometown and hugged his family tightly. This is adapted from a true story.